Good evening, students. Yes. So, good evening. Nirmala, Radha, Shilpa, Rujita, Arpita, Prajwal, Mamata, Mahadev Swami, Mahadevanna, Shweta, Netravati, Shivamurti, Chandrakala. So, good evening, everyone. ಹಿಂದಿನ ತರಗತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ means in last session we learnt about certain sub concepts of life processes. Okay, so what all we learnt about the respiration, how it takes place. We learnt about mechanism of respiration. What do you mean by mechanism? Just a minute. So what do you mean by mechanism of respiration? So mechanism of respiration means the process of respiration. Okay, so the process of respiration, how it occurs. Okay, so how it occurs usually, what are the parts of respiratory system? Can anyone tell me what are the parts of respiratory system? Yes, ಬೇಗ ಏನು ರೆಸ್ಪಿರೇಟರಿ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಗಳೇನ್ ಮಕ್ಕಳೇ? Yes, tell me the answer in the comment box. Yeah. Okay, lungs. Seema answered it as lungs. Then Saupernika as trachea. Then Vikas as nose. Then, okay, alveoli, very good. Fine. So here, it starts with nose. Nasal cavity will be there. Then windpipe or pharynx will be there. Then later, trachea, bronchioles, bronchi, bronchioles, alveoli, lungs. Okay. So these are the parts of the respiratory system. So we also got to know how the transportation of or exchange of gases takes place. So oxygen from the atmosphere, first it enters through the nose and it enters through the nasal cavity, right? So from the nasal cavity where it enters through our windpipe. Fine. So from the windpipe where it enters from the windpipe to the trachea, what we can call, right? So from the trachea, it enters to the bronchi, or we can say bronchus, okay? Bronchioles. From the bronchioles, it will go to alveoli, galigoodugalu, air sacs, what we call. So alveoli will be having what? It will be covered with the blood vessels where exchange of gases takes place. Okay, exchange of gases takes place, carbon dioxide and oxygen, right? So this is how the mechanism of respiration takes place. We also learnt about the mechanism of breathing, the inhalation. So what will happen in inhalation? The ribs will lift upwards, the diaphragm will become flat. So like that, we also learnt about mechanism of breathing. Then after respiration, we learnt about the concept of transportation. Howda? Respiration admele, we learnt the concept of transportation. Can anyone tell me which system will handle the transportation? Which system will handle transportation in our body? Yeah, I am good. I am fine. Yes. Yes, Chandrakala, inhalation and exhalation is the right answer. Then let us come to the transportation. So which system will carry out transportation? Heart is one of the part, Uma. Yeah, someone said the answer. Atish answered it correctly. So it is a circulatory system which will carry out the transportation. Very good, Atish. Now, can anyone tell me what are the components of circulatory system? Components andre ಘಟಕಾಂಶಗಳು, or simply we can say parts of circulatory system. Can anyone tell me which are the parts of circulatory system? Yes. Yeah, circulatory system is a exact accurate answer. Now tell me, which are the parts of circulatory system? Very good, Uma. Heart is one of the part. Blood is one of the part. Very good. Then veins. Okay, good. Veins admele. Plasma. Yeah, plasma is a component of a blood. RBC plasma, these will come as components of blood ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ನಾನು ಕೇಳ್ತಿರೋದು components of circulatory system. ಹೌದಾ? ಸ್ನೇಹ answered it as heart. Then Vikas answered it as veins. Preeti, heart. Then yes, capillaries. Then veins. ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ veins ಜೊತೆ ಮತ್ತೇನಿರುತ್ತೆ? Very good. Vaishnavi answered it as artery. So which are the parts here, my dear boys and girls? Blood is there, which acts as a fluid medium for the transportation, right? Then after that, to carry the blood, we have pipe-like structures, which are called blood vessels. So how many blood vessels are there? 3 types of blood vessels are there. One is artery, the second one is vein, the third one is capillaries, what we can say, right? Then after the blood vessel, the blood will be pumped by the most hard working part of our body, tireless part of our body, that is nothing but our heart. Okay, so now can anyone tell me what is the function of artery? Very, very important. What is the function of artery? ಈ ಆರ್ಟರಿ ರಕ್ತನಾಳಗಳು ಅಥವಾ ಈ ಆರ್ಟರಿ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ವೆಸಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೇವೆ, ಅವುಗಳ ಕಾರ್ಯ ಏನು? ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್, ಶ್ರಾವ್ಯ ಆನ್ಸರ್ಡ್ ಇಟ್. ಕಂಪೋನೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಯಾ, ಆರ್ಟರಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಏನು? ಎಸ್, 3 ವೆಸಲ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ದೇರ್, ಕೃಷ್ಣಮೂರ್ತಿ. ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ. ಆರ್ಟರೀಸ್ ಕೆಲಸ ಏನು? ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಅ ಮಿನಿಟ್. Yes, artery is used to transport blood to the heart. Chandru, just glance it whether it carries the blood to the heart. Very good. Atish answered it. It carries the blood from the heart. From the heart to where it will carry, Atish? And Muttaya also answered it, and he also gave a very nice answer. Carry oxygenated blood. So we will combine the answer of Atish as well as Muttaya. Carry oxygenated blood from the heart to what? Who is going to complete this answer? To what? Bega. Very good. Tippeswamy answered it. It carries the oxygenated blood from the heart to all parts of the body. That is the exact definition. So Atish gave an answer as blood from the heart. Then Mutteswamy answered as oxygenated blood anta. So let us combine. Oxygen rich blood is carried from the heart to all parts of the body. Howda? To all parts of the body. Then this is about arteries. Can anyone tell me what about veins? Just try to frame the answer in the same way. Veins. Yes. Yes, Hemant, blood. Okay. Oxygen is carried by red blood corpuscles, Ahalya. Oxygenated blood ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಉಳ್ಳ ಬ್ಲಡ್, ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ರಿಚ್ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ಹೌದಾ? ಸೊ ಇನ್ನು yes, someone answered it. It carries the blood on all parts and fills the heart to the blood. Carbon dioxide is rich. Very good. Sanjana answered it correctly. Well tried, Sanjana. Just you have to learn how to frame the sentences. That otherwise Your answer is perfectly all right. So ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದಾಳೆ ಸಂಜನಾ? It is nothing but veins will carry which kind of blood? Carbon dioxide rich blood, or sometimes we can say deoxygenated. Confuse ಆಗಬೇಡಿ. ಸ್ಕೂಲಲ್ಲಿ ಟೀಚರ್ deoxygenated blood ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಪ್ಪ ಇದು ನಾನು ಕಲ್ತೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಡಿಆಕ್ಸಿಜನೇಟೆಡ್ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಇಲ್ಲದ, absence of oxygen or carbon dioxide rich blood. So it carry carbon dioxide rich blood from all the body parts, to the heart. Okay, so this is about veins. So when we come or think regarding the capillaries, so capillaries are very narrow, ತುಂಬಾ ಚಿಕ್ಕದಾದಂತಹ blood vessels ಗಳಿವು. So these will carry the blood to the body cells. Body cells ತುಂಬಾ ಚಿಕ್ಕದಾಗಿರ್ತಾವಲ್ವಾ, ಆರ್ಟರಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ವೇನ್ಸ್ ದೊಡ್ಡದಾಗಿರ್ತವೆ. So they do not enter the body cells. So these veins and arteries will get branching to form very thin, small pipe-like structures which are called capillaries. Okay, so this is about the transportation. Adadmele, why 4-chamber heart is present in human beings? What is the significance of 4-chambered heart? Significance andre ಆ ಒಂದು 4 ಚೇಂಬರ್ ಉಳ್ಳ ಹಾರ್ಟಿನ ಸಿಗ್ನಿಫಿಕೆನ್ಸ್ ಏನು, ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಮಹತ್ವವೇನು? 4-chambered heart. Yes, anyone? Yes, Prakash, we can also tell as connection between arteries and veins. Okay, fine. Very good. Artist answered it. To not mix oxygenated and deoxygenated blood, right? Then Manoj also answered it as to separate the blood, right? Yeah, very good. So the right answer is it will prevent the mixing of oxygen-rich blood and carbon dioxide-rich blood. So that is the significance of 4-chambered heart. In case of reptiles and amphibians, we see 3-chambered heart. In case of what we can say fishes, we see 2-chambered heart. Now, let us proceed with the today's concept, that is excretion. Can anyone tell me why excretion is necessary? Excretion yak beku? Excretion means what? Releasing of waste from the body. Why it is necessary? Try to answer the question, my dear boys and girls. Why excretion is necessary? What happens if excretion is not present or will not happen? Yes? Anyone? To remove waste materials from the body. Why we have to remove waste materials from the body? Yes. Very good. Pushpa answered it. If waste is accumulated, waste is stored in our body, it becomes toxic. What do you mean by toxic? It becomes poisonous. Okay. So that is why it is necessary to excrete the waste. ಹೌದಾ? ಸೊ ಟು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೀಟ್ ದ ವೇಸ್ಟ್. ಹೀಗೆ ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ತ್ಯಾಜ್ಯಗಳನ್ನ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಹಾಕದೆ ಬಾಡಿಯಲ್ಲೇ ಶೇಖರಣೆಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ಪಾಯ್ಸನ್. ಅದು ವಿಷಕಾರಿ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೈ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೀಷನ್ ಇಸ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ವೆಲ್ ಡನ್. ಸೊ ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಸಿ ದ ಡೆಫಿನಿಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೀಷನ್. ಸೊ ದ ಬಯಾಲಜಿಕಲ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ in the organisms which is involved in removal of harmful metabolic waste from the body is called as excretion. So how can you define the excretion? Very easy. Removal of waste from the body is called as excretion. Here you can see the term metabolic waste. What do you mean by metabolic waste means? So in our body, various chemical reactions takes place. Those chemical reactions are called as metabolic reactions. Okay, so the reactions which takes in the body are called as metabolic reactions. Okay. Okay, fine. Yeah. Metabolic waste, the reactions which carried in a body, they will release the waste which are called as metabolic waste. So it is called as excretion. And different organisms excrete different substances as a excreting material. For example, many unicellular organism, that is single-celled organism, what we call, okay, single-celled organism, remove waste by simple diffusion from the body surface into the surrounding water. So usually unicellular animals will live in water. Let us take an example of amoeba. Okay, na? So this amoeba, what happens when the waste substances increases in the body? Okay, so the waste substance is less in the water, in the surrounding water. The waste substance is more inside the cell. So that there is a transfer of substances from a higher concentration. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರುತ್ತೋ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇರುತ್ತೋ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So by the diffusion, what do you mean by diffusion? The movement of substances. ನೆನಪಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. What do you mean by diffusion? The movement of substances from higher concentration to lower concentration. I will tell you in Kannada. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಪದಾರ್ಥ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರುತ್ತೋ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದ್ದ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇದ್ದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಆಗೋದಕ್ಕೆ, ಮೂವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಡಿಫ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೇವೆ. So in amoeba also, due to the more waste substances inside the cell and less in the water, there will be a diffusion from higher concentration to lower concentration. So this happens in what? Amoeba, unicellular organisms. Next, what about us? See, amoeba is made up of only one cell, but we are made up of what? 3.6 trillion of cells, right? So our each cell cannot excrete like amoeba. Suppose think each cell is started to excrete like amoeba. How long it takes? Our lifespan is also not enough to excrete all the waste from the cell, right? So that is why we have specialized system in us which will carry out the excretion. So that specialized system is called as excretory system. Okay, that specialized system is termed as excretory system, and usually the wastes will be nitrogenous waste. Whatever waste released from the body of an organism will be nitrogenous waste. So that nitrogenous waste will be ammonia in aquatic organisms, okay, urea in other organisms, uric acid in other organisms, okay. So we have a urea as a, what we can say, a nitrogenous waste which is excreted from our body. Fine. Just a minute. Yeah. Okay. So here, excretory system consists of, here you can see two blood vessels, left renal artery, we can see artery. It takes the blood from the heart because the cells of the kidney also need oxygen to function. So the renal artery takes the oxygenated blood from the heart. Okay. Then we have renal vein. So whatever reactions occurs in the kidney, the waste will be released in the form of what we can say carbon dioxide. So that should be carried to the heart and then to the lungs for purification. So that is renal vein. Okay. Next we have left kidney. Here you can see left kidney, and here you can see the aorta, and this is vena cava, which brings the blood from the lower part of the body. And here you can see the ureter. Yeah, this is a ureter. These are called as ureter, left ureter and right ureter. Urinary bladder, a bag-like structure. Then we have the urethra. So most important diagram for the exam point of view. Okay, most important diagram for exam point of view. Fine. Yes, Ahalya. Correct. Along with the carbon dioxide, nitrogen waste will be removed. So that is removed by excretory system. Okay, good. So let us proceed. So illi, the excretory system of human beings includes pair of kidneys, a pair of ureters, what we can see. So here, let me just draw the rough diagram. So pair of kidneys it has, pair of ureter it has, and a urinary bladder it has, which has an opening called urethra. So kidneys are located in the abdomen, one on either side of the backbone. So here the kidneys are located near the backbone, not on the front side. Okay. So urine produced in the kidneys passes through ureter. So where urine is produced? Urine is produced in the kidneys. Urine formation you will learn in PUC. How urine formation takes place in kidney. So urine produced in the kidney passes through the ureter. So kidney alli urine produce agatte, ureter ಮೂಲಕ pass ಆಗಿ it will be stored in the urinary bladder. So when urinary bladder gets filled with the urine, then we feel urge of urinating. So ಯಾವಾಗ urinary bladder fill ಆಗತ್ತೆ, ಆವಾಗ ಏನಾಗತ್ತೆ, we feel to go for the urine, to urinate. Okay. So this is how the actual process takes place. Then the purpose of making urine is to filter out waste products from the blood. So ಏನು urine andre? So urine contains only waste products. Okay, it contains only waste products which is there in the blood. Okay, just as carbon dioxide removed from the blood in the lungs. So carbon dioxide is also the waste which is removed by the lungs. Same way, nitrogenous waste ಏನಿರತ್ತೆ, that is especially urea, uric acid. So these are removed from the blood through the kidneys. Nitrogenous waste kidneys, carbon dioxide lungs. Okay, next. So here you can see the nephron. What is nephron? So when we see the kidney, okay, so each kidney is made up of 1 million of cells. Okay, so the cells of a kidney are called as nephron. Nephron andre enu? The structural and functional units of kidney, or simply we can say the cells of a kidney is called as nephron. Okay, so in the nephron what happens? There will be a formation of urine. This is a structure of nephron, what you can see. So these are nothing but the exchange of what we can say substances takes place. Glomerulus, what we can see, it will be having the blood vessels. Okay, this is the structure of nephron. Next, see here you can see in a selective reabsorption, sodium, amino acid, glucose are reabsorbed from the filtrate back into the blood. So here you can see the glomerulus. Howda? So in the glomerulus what happens? Reabsorption takes place in here. Okay. So what all things will be reabsorbed? Sodium will be reabsorbed. Amino acids will be reabsorbed. Reabsorbed andre ಮತ್ತೆ ಮರು ಹೀರಿಕೆ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. So ಈ sodium, glucose, amino acids ಏನಿವೆ, ಇವು ನಮ್ಮ ಶರೀರಕ್ಕೆ ಅವಶ್ಯಕವಾಗಿರುವಂತಹ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸಸ್ಗಳು. These are very necessary for our body. So which are present in the blood. So in this, while filtration, these are reabsorbed through the glomerulus and the urine will be sent out through the kind of very types of tubes. So here we have a distal convoluted tube, proximal convoluted tube. Okay, so various tubes will be there. So here urine is excreted out by the reabsorption of sodium, Okay, acids and glucose. Okay, next. See, each kidney has large number of filtration units. So here, nephrons are also called as what? Filtration units, or you can say cells of kidneys, or you can say structural and functional units of kidneys. Okay. So each nephron has a cup-like structure which is called Bowman's capsule. So here you can see the Bowman's capsule. Let me show you. So here, this is a Bowman's capsule, cup-like structure. Okay, this is a Bowman's capsule. Next, containing bundle of capillaries called glomerulus. So in this image, you can see this whole thing is a cup-shaped, is a Bowman's capsule. It contains the network of capillaries, which is called glomerulus. Okay, next, the Bowman's capsule leads into tubular structure which join into collecting duct. So here, after the glomerulus, we have a tubular structures, various tubular structures. So all these tubular structures are finally connected with the collecting duct. Cup shaped ide, Bowman's capsule anta kariteve. Bowman's capsule varage network of capillaries irtave. So adakke glomerulus anta kariteve. Glomerulus inda ತುಂಬಾ ವಿಧವಾದಂತಹ ಟ್ಯೂಬ್ಸ್ ಗಳು ನಮಗೆ ಕಾಣ್ತವೆ. So which are called as tubular structures. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಟೈಪ್ಸ್ ಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಇವೆ, which you will learn in higher classes. Then all these tubes are connected finally to the collecting duct. Collecting duct ಏನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ? ಯೂರಿನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ. Okay, then the renal artery, ಅಲ್ಲಿ renal artery ಅಂತ ಇದೆ. It brings nitrogenous waste like ammonia, urea, excess of water, salts, etc. into the nephron. So renal artery ಕೆಲಸ ಏನು? ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿರುವ ಅಮೋನಿಯಾ, ಯೂರಿಯಾ, ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರುವ ವಾಟರ್ ಆಗಿರಬಹುದು, ಸಾಲ್ಟ್ಸ್ಗಳು, ಲವಣಗಳಾಗಿರಬಹುದು, ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನ it will bring to the kidney. It filters the nitrogenous waste, water, salts which passes through tubular part of the nephron. Okay, the nitrogenous waste will be filtered from the blood. Water and salts are passed through the tubes of the nephron. The waste then passes through ureter into the urinary bladder and sent out through urethra as urine. So here what happens? Renal artery en ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, it will bring all the waste to the kidneys, to the nephrons. So nephrons ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? Blood will be filtered out. ಹೌದಾ? ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಫಿಲ್ಟರ್ ಔಟ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ವಾಟರ್ ಆಗಿರಬಹುದು, ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಸಾಲ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಗಳಾಗಿರಬಹುದು, ದೀಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಪಾಸ್ ಟು ದ ಟ್ಯೂಬ್ಸ್. ಟ್ಯೂಬ್ಸ್ ಇಂದ ಅವೆಲ್ ಹೋಗ್ತವೆ? ಇಟ್ ಪಾಸಸ್ ಥ್ರೂ ದ ಯುರೇಟರ್. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಸೊ ಯುರೇಟರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಸಿ ಹಿಯರ್, ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಕಿಡ್ನೀಸ್, ಅವಾಗ್ಲೇ ಹೇಳ್ದೆ ನಾನು ನಿಮಗೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ದೀಸ್ ಟ್ಯೂಬುಲರ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಯುರೇಟರ್ಸ್. ಹೌದಾ? ಫ್ರಾಮ್ ದ ಯುರೇಟರ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಗೋ ಟು ದ ಯೂರಿನರಿ ಬ್ಲಾಡರ್. ಫ್ರಾಮ್ ದ ಯೂರಿನರಿ ಬ್ಲಾಡರ್ the urine will be passed through urethra. Okay, the useful products like amino acids, salts, water are reabsorbed by the capillaries around the tubular structure and goes into the renal vein. Renal vein ಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತವೆ reabsorb ಆಗಿ. ಹೌದಾ? Next. Okay, so this is about how excretion takes place in human beings. Human beings ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ excretion ಆಗತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. Next, we have excretion in plants. So plants are also living organism, right? So many metabolic reactions takes place in the plant. So it will also release some waste. So waste ಕೂಡ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಹೊರಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು plants ಇಂದ. ಹೌದಾ? So plants ಇಂದ ಏನಾಗಬೇಕು? It should be excreted out. So how excretion in plants takes place? So in plants, the gaseous waste products produced during respiration. So which are the waste products in the plants? Plants ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ waste products ಇರ್ತಾವೆ? ಯಾವ ತ್ಯಾಜ್ಯ ವಸ್ತುಗಳಿರ್ತಾವೆ? ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಡೈಆಕ್ಸೈಡ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅನಿಲದ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ. So it is formed due to respiration. And photosynthesis O2 are removed through stomata. So the gaseous carbon dioxide and the product of photosynthesis, that is oxygen, They are removed through the tiny pores which are called as stomata. Next, excess water is removed through stomata by a process called transpiration. This I have told you. ಯಾವಾಗ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸ್ಟೊಮ್ಯಾಟಾನ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ, ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ವಾಟರ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ರೆ that will be liberated, that will be released out in the form of water vapors through stomata. So that process is called transpiration. So excess water is also one of the waste in the plants, what we can say, right? Then some waste products stored in the leaves and are removed when the leaves dry and fall off. So whatever waste products which are there or stored in the leaves, these are removed when the leaves fall off. ಅಂದ್ರೆ leaves ಗಳು ಎಲೆಗಳು ಉದುರ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಾವಲ್ವಾ ಡ್ರೈ ಆಗಿ, ಸೊ ಆವಾಗ these waste will be released. Then some waste products store in vacuoles. So in 8th standard or in 9th standard, you learnt the structure of the plant cell. ಹೌದಾ? ಸಸ್ಯ ಜೀವಕೋಶವನ್ನ ನೀವು ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ. So it will be like this, and it will be having a structure called as vacuole, a bag-like structure, a big one. So it will also store the waste, vacuole. Okay. Then other waste products are stored as resins, gums, especially in old xylem. So old xylem. Can anyone tell me what is the function of xylem? Xylem kelsa enu? Yes. What is the function of xylem? Anyone? Supply of water. Very good. So along with that, the xylem which are old, okay, they will also store the resins and gums. Plants also secrete some waste products into the soil around them. Okay. Then here you can see. So on some plants, especially on coconut plants, you can see like this. Okay. In some plants, you can see like this, gums or resins. This is a gum. This is a resin. Okay. So these are the waste products released by the plants. Okay. So this is about excretion in plants as well as excretion in human beings. Understood? Fine. So here in the life process, we learned the concept of nutrition, how nutrition occurs in amoeba, how nutrition occurs in human beings, how nutrition occurs in plants, right? Then after nutrition, we learned about respiration. So how respiration occurs in human beings and in plants. Okay. So in plants, exchange of gases takes place through stomata. Then after respiration, we learned transportation in human beings, that is by circulatory system, in plants by xylem and phloem. After transportation, we learned excretion in human beings and plants. Okay, excretion by excretory system by the action of nephrons, by the formation of urine, right? Excretion in plants in the form of gums, resins. Excess water will be released through stomata. Carbon dioxide and oxygen are released through stomata. So these all are the important points which we learned in the life process. Understood? Which we learned in the life process. It is most important concept in biology. Biology-ಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು ತುಂಬಾ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾದಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. Now what we are going to do? Now we are just going to solve certain questions on this life process, right? So how you are going to answer the questions? Okay, first I will give you 2 to 3 minutes so that you can go through the points. So whatever points you noted down during the class, or whatever, if you have textbook, it is well and good. You can refer textbook and see the important points, especially the points which are given after the chapter. Points to remember ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನ ಓದ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ 2 ನಿಮಿಷ. Then after that we will discuss the question. So comment ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? You have to write the question number and you have to write the options, or you have to write the sentence. Okay, so like this you have to answer the question. Understood? Yeah, fine. So let us proceed with the questions now. Before that, I will just give you 2 minutes of break. Please ensure to read the points. Okay, just a minute. Okay, class, let us begin with the question and answer part of life process. Okay, now, fine. So, okay, so some of you don't have textbook, right? So let us brush up some points with the notes which I have prepared. So let me just take a minute here. Just a minute. So here the definition of life process which are required for I'm sorry, survival of living organism is called life process. Then we have mode of nutrition. The process of eating the food or deriving the energy is called as nutrition, what we can say. Then there are 2 types of mode of nutrition. Next we have heterotrophic and autotrophic, right? And you should concentrate on the reactions of photosynthesis, carbon dioxide, water in presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, converts glucose, oxygen and water, right? Then, okay, then we have stomata. So what are these stomata? These are tiny pores which are present on the leaves, okay? So meant for exchange of gases, meant for transpiration. Then we have heterotrophic nutrition, okay? So in the food, ingestion occurs, means entering of the food particle inside the cell. Digestion occurs with the help of digestive enzymes. Egestion, the waste will be released through egestion. Sorry, first after digestion, absorption occurs. After absorption, assimilation, means the nutrients will be transferred to every part of the cell. Then egestion, the waste will be released out through egestion. Next, we have digestion here. Salivary glands, mouth, esophagus, stomach, liver, pancreas, small intestine, large intestine, okay, rectum, anus. So here, yeah. So mouth breaks up the food particle. So it will be having which gland? Salivary gland, okay. So it has salivary amylase. Then food pipe, esophagus, it transports the food. Then stomach will be there, which will grind the food with the help of HCl. Pepsin will be there, which act on proteins, okay. Then mucus will be there, which will protect the stomach from HCl. Then we have liver, which will release bile, which will allow the digestion of fats. Then we have pancreas, so which will release pancreatic juice, trypsin, pancreatic amylase, okay, lipase. Then large intestine, which will take the undigested food, okay. So this is about the brief explanation of digestion. Then we have respiration. We should know definition, okay. So the breakdown of glucose into carbon dioxide, water and energy, okay, that is called as in presence of oxygen or in absence of oxygen is called respiration. Types aerobic or anaerobic. Respiration in plants is by stomata. See, breakdown implies breakdown of 6-carbon glucose into pyruvate. Okay, this flow chart is very important, which is there in your textbook. You should know the end products. Absence of oxygen iddaga ethanol matte carbon dioxide matte energy release ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Oxygen ಕೊರತೆ ಇದ್ದಾಗ, that is lack of oxygen ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? It will be of lactic acid and energy. Presence of oxygen, oxygen ಉಪಸ್ಥಿತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ carbon dioxide, water and energy. Then stomata is there. Aquatic organisms ಅಲ್ಲಿ gills ನ ಮೂಲಕ ಏನಾಗತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ respiration ಆಗತ್ತೆ. And respiration in human beings. So here you can see the parts of respiratory system, right? Then we have the passage. So oxygen will enter from the air, from the environment. It will enter the nasal cavity. Then it will go to pharynx or windpipe, tracheae, bronchi. Then ಟ್ರೆಖಿಯಿಂದ ಲಂಗ್ಸಿಗೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, ಬ್ರಾಂಕೈಗೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, ಬ್ರಾಂಕೈಯಿಂದ ಬ್ರಾಂಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್, ಬ್ರಾಂಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಇಂದ ಏನಾಗತ್ತೆ? It will go to alveoli. So exchange of gases takes place. Oxygen, carbon dioxide rich blood will be carried again to bronchioles, bronchi, trachea, pharynx, and carbon dioxide is released through nose. Then we have, this is a structure of alveoli, what we can see. Then transportation we have, okay, red blood cells which carry the oxygen, which will be having hemoglobin content. Then we have WBCs, what we can call white blood cells, okay. So these are the types of white blood cells what you are seeing. So these will fight against the infectious organisms or pathogens. Then we have platelets, which will stop bleeding or which will help in blood clot. Blood vessels we have veins and arteries. Veins will carry the blood to the heart. Artery will carry the blood from the heart. Artery will usually carry oxygen rich blood. Vein will usually carry carbon dioxide rich blood. Then we have capillaries. Then the most important diagram is the vertical section of the heart. Practice it properly. ಸೊ ಈಗ ನಿಮಗೆ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಟೈಮ್ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಈಗ ಲೈಫ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಲೈಫ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುವಂತಹ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಡೈಗ್ರಾಮ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಒಂದು A4 ಸೈಜ್ ಬರೋ ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ರಫ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ ಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಸಿಬಲ್ ಆರ್ ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಈಸಿ ಫಾರ್ ಯು. ಸೊ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ನೀಟಾಗಿ ಡ್ರಾ ಮಾಡಿ ಕಲರ್ ಇಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಕೀಪ್ ಇಟ್. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನ ಡಾಕ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಸೊ ಎಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಆಲ್ ದ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಡಾಕ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ ಸಿಗತ್ತೆ ವಿಚ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ದ ಡೈಗ್ರಾಮ್. ಓಕೆ, ಡೂ ಇಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಮೇಕ್ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಟೈಮ್ ನಾವ್. ದೆನ್ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ ಹೇಗಾಗತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಸುಪೀರಿಯರ್ ವೆನಕವ, ಇನ್ಫೀರಿಯರ್ ವೆನಕವ. ಸುಪೀರಿಯರ್ ಟೇಕ್ಸ್ ದ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಅಪ್ಪರ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್, ಇನ್ಫೀರಿಯರ್ ಟೇಕ್ಸ್ ದ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಲೋವರ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್. Then it will carry the blood to right atrium or right auricle, right ventricle, pulmonary artery. So from pulmonary artery it will go to lungs. In the lungs purification of blood takes place. Then oxygen rich blood will come to left auricle, left ventricle, aorta, and then it reaches to other parts of the body. Lymph ide, colorless fluid which will also transport the fats. Then transportation in plants, xylem and phloem. Xylem will transport the food, phloem will xylem will transport water and minerals, phloem will transport the food, right? Then we have is excretion, the biological process where removal of waste takes place. Okay, then excretory system we have just a minute, kidneys, ureters, renal artery, renal vein, urethra, urinary bladder. Then we have the nephron. Okay, structural and functional unit of a kidney athwa cell of a kidney is called nephron. Bowman's capsule, glomerulus irutte, tubes ಗಳಿರ್ತವೆ, finally collecting duct irutte. ಹೌದಾ? Okay, so this is about excretion. And excretion in plants ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, through the gums, through the resin, excess water ಸ್ಟೊಮ್ಯಾಟದಿಂದ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಡೈಆಕ್ಸೈಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಎಸ್ಕೇಪ್ಡ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಸ್ಟೊಮ್ಯಾಟ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಹೌ ದ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಟೇಕ್ಸ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್. ನೌ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಟು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ದ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಲೆಟ್ us begin without further delay. So I just summarize the thing. Just a minute. Be ready with your comment box, my dear boys and girls. And I told you how to answer question number and the option or the sentence. Okay, don't forget to put the question number. Fine. So the first question on life process goes like this. The site of complete digestion of carbohydrate, proteins and fats is option A stomach, B large intestine, C small intestine, D liver. So where complete digestion takes place, complete ಆಗಿ ಜೀರ್ಣಕ್ರಿಯೆ ಎಲ್ಲಾಗತ್ತೆ? Write in the comment box. If you want, you can just write the questions. Question ಅನ್ನ ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಬಲ್ ಡೌನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಬುಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ರೈಟಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಪೀಡ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ. Yes, Karthik answered, Padma Veeresh, then Satish Rao, Raj, Shashi, Rangaswamy, Sauparnika, Kumari, Tippeswamy, Padma Veeresh, Punit, Hanumanta, Namrata, Monish L, Chandrakala. Okay, good. Small intestine. Okay, fine. So exactly, so most of you answered it correctly. ತುಂಬಾ ಜನ ಲಿವರ್ ಅಂತಾನು ಕೂಡ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ, which is actually wrong. ಲಿವರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಅ ಹೆಲ್ಪಿಂಗ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಡೈಜೆಷನ್. ಡೈಜೆಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತನ್ನ ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಪಾತ್ರವನ್ನ ಲಿವರ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಬೈ ರಿಲೀಸಿಂಗ್ ಬೈಲ್ ಜ್ಯೂಸ್. ಬೈಲ್ ಜ್ಯೂಸ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ? ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ದ ಫ್ಯಾಟ್ ಇಂಟು ಫ್ಯಾಟ್ ಗ್ಲೋಬ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ the site of complete digestion of carbohydrate, protein and fats takes place in small intestine. So who all answered as option C? You are right, guys. Okay. So let us proceed to the next question here. In plants, the major function of xylem is the transportation of A. Water, B. Food, C. Amino acids, D. Oxygen. So what is the role of what xylem in the okay, yeah. What is the role of xylem? Be fast. Okay. Second one, so many of you answered it as option A. Ranganath, Akkamma, Monica, then Satish. Very good. So the role of xylem is to transport the water. Okay. Next we have is in amoeba, food is digested in. So amoeba is a unicellular organism, right? So food is digested in which part of amoeba? A. Food vacuole, B. Mitochondria, C. Pseudopodia, D. Chloroplast. So what is your answer on the third question? Be fast. Okay, guys, what is your answer on this? Yes. Who all gave a correct answer? Let me check. Very good. So third answer is Sinchana answered it, Mamata, Manoj, Vaishnavi, Jyoti, Mangala. Okay. So the right answer for this question is option number A, which is a food vacuole. Yakendre, food vacuole will be containing digestive enzymes. ಜೀರ್ಣವನ್ನ ಮಾಡುವಂತಹ ಕಿಣ್ವಗಳನ್ನ. Digestive enzymes are present in the food vacuole which act on a food and digest it. Okay. Some of you commented as mitochondria anta. Mitochondria ಇರತ್ತಾ ಅಮೀಬಾದಲ್ಲಿ? ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಯೂನಿಸೆಲ್ಲರ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ ಮಕ್ಕಳೇ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮೈಟೋಕಾಂಡ್ರಿಯಾ, ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಗಾಲ್ಗಿ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲೆಕ್ಸು, ಎಂಡೋಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಮಿಕ್ ರೆಟಿಕ್ಯುಲಮ್ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಇಟ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ. ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬೇಕು ನಿಮಗೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, ಇನ್ ವಿಚ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಫಾಲೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ ಫುಡ್ materials broken down outside the body and absorbed? Very tricky question and very nice question too. So this is based on the types of nutrition. So you learned autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition. Howda? So heterotrophic nutrition alli again we have the subtypes. Saprophytic ide, parasitic ide, holophytic ide, alva? So just let us proceed with the options. Mushroom, green plants, amoeba. Yeast, mushroom, bread mold. Paramecium, amoeba, cuscuta. Cuscuta, lice, tapeworm. Yes, who is going to answer this correctly? Shilpa Gowda answered it as option A. Okay, let us see the correct answer. Neelambika answered it. Good. Mujju Khan answered it. Muttaya answered it. Hemant. Mitochondria. Which answer this is? Please mention the question number, my dear boys and girls. Drona answered it. Then Dhanushri, Raghu, Manjunath. Mention the question number. Krishna, Mahendra, then Asfiya, Banu, Hanumant, Subbaraju. Very good. So, illi whatever we can say the fungi anta helide nanu. The fungi. Usually these are saprophytic. Heterotrophically ಒಂದು type, saprophytic. So what is the role of, what is the function of saprophytic organism means? These will depend on dead and decayed organism. Okay, so these will feed on dead and decayed organism. That is why they will break down the food outside the body and then absorb the simple substances. So fungi examples ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ನೋಡಬೇಕು. ಮೊದಲನೇ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಅನ್ನ ನೋಡಿ, ಮಶ್ರೂಮ್ ಇದೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಫಂಗೈ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಗ್ರೀನ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಫಂಗೈ. ಅಮೀಬಾ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್. ಸೊ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ 1 ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಇನ್ನು ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಸಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಅಮೀಬಾ ಇದೆ, ಕಸ್ಕೂಟ ಇದೆ. ಕಸ್ಕೂಟ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಪ್ಯಾರಾಸೈಟ್. ಹೌದಾ? ಇಟ್ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಹೋಸ್ಟ್, ಬೈ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ದ ಹೋಸ್ಟ್. ಸೊ ಇದು ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಇನ್ನು ಮೂರನೇ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಕೂಡ ಆಲ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ಯಾರಾಸೈಟ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸೇ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ನಾಟ್ ಕಮ್. When you see the option B, yeast is an example of fungi, mushroom is an example of fungi, bread mold, bread ಮೇಲೆ ಏನು ಫಂಗೈ ಬೆಳೆಯುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಬ್ರೆಡ್ ಬೂಸ್ ಗಟ್ಟಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೇವೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ an example of fungi. Okay, next, so option B is a right answer here. Next question, what are the products obtained by anaerobic respiration in plants? Plants ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಪೋಸ್ anaerobic respiration ಆದ್ರೆ, ಹೌದಾ? ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ದ ಆನ್ಸರ್? ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಆಸ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ anaerobic respiration ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಗಳೇನು anaerobic respiration ದು? Let me change here. Anaerobic respiration cannot play. Let us take in the muscle cells of human body. Sorry, just a minute. Sorry, let me change the question. Anaerobic respiration in yeast. In yeast. Okay. What are the products obtained in anaerobic respiration in yeast? Fifth one. Very good. Deepu, Mahadev Swami, Jagadish, Sharda, Jaidev, Harish, Preetam, Manju, Pooja, Uday, Preeti, Ramesh, Jayanna, Abhilasha, Lokesh are answering the question. So the right answer for this question is yeast. Okay. Option number C, ethanol, carbon dioxide and energy. Next question. The respiratory pigment in human being. Which is a respiratory pigment in the human being? A, carotene, B, chlorophyll, C, hemoglobin, D, mitochondria. So can you tell me the respiratory pigments in human beings? Yes, what is the answer of sixth question? Very good. Sixth one is C anta ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ. Fine. So the right answer is here option number C, hemoglobin. Seventh question. A plant gets rid of excess water through transpiration. What is the method used by the plants to get rid of solid waste products? So excess water, ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ವಾಟರ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇಂದ ಸ್ಟೊಮ್ಯಾಟಾ ಮೂಲಕ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಪಿರೇಷನ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸಾಲಿಡ್ ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಇದ್ರೆ, waste which is in the form of a solid, so how it will go away or go out from the plant? Shortening of the stem ಚಿಕ್ಕದಾಗತ್ತೆ. Dropping down of fruits, ಹಣ್ಣುಗಳು ಬೀಳ್ತವೆ. Shedding of yellow leaves ಗಳು ಉದುರು ಹೋಗ್ತವೆ. Expansion of roots into the soil, soil ಅಲ್ಲಿ roots expansion ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. Yes, who is going to answer the seventh question? Padma Veeresh answered it, Abhishek, then Dhanushri, Preetam. So most of you answered the questions. So the right answer for this is option number C, shedding of leaves. Option number C. Next question. Digestion of food starts from which organ of the human system? Human digestive system. Digestion ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ start ಆಗತ್ತೆ? Okay na? So mouth due to the presence of saliva, esophagus that moves the food in the gut, pancreas that releases juice for the fat breakdown, stomach that helps in mixing of food with digestive juices. Where actually digestion begins in the human beings? Yes, anyone? 8th A. Okay, very good. So the right answer for this is option number A, that is mouth due to the presence of saliva. Next question. Which of the following is the correct sequence of the body of human alimentary canal? Andre parts of human digestive system or alimentary canal ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. So ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ correct sequence ಯಾವುದು? Mouth, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, esophagus. Mouth, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine. Mouth, stomach, esophagus, small intestine, large intestine. Mouth, esophagus, stomach, large intestine, small intestine. 9th one. Neatag nodkoli options anna, then answer the question. Don't be confused, don't be in a hurry. Very good. The right answer is option number B, mouth, okay, esophagus or a food pipe, stomach, small intestine, and then large intestine. Okay. 10th question. Which of the following option shows transport of oxygen in the cell correctly? Cell anta kelidare, okay na? Cell. Okay, transportation of oxygen. Lungs, pulmonary vein, left atrium, left ventricle, aorta, body cells. Lungs, pulmonary vein, right atrium, right ventricle, aorta, body cells. Lungs, pulmonary artery, left atrium, left ventricle, vena cava, body cells. Lungs, pulmonary artery, right atrium, right ventricle, vena cava, body cells. Yes, exactly. Option, what is the right answer for 10th question? Shashikumar, Shobha, Jnaneshwar, Sadanand, Chandrakala, Bhutesh, Yogish. Okay. Exactly. Option number A. Lungs in the pulmonary vein ಮೂಲಕ oxygenated blood heart ಬರುತ್ತೆ. Then it will go to left auricle, left ventricle, then aorta, then to the body cells. So the 10th is a right answer. Fine. So this is about the some questions on what we can say is life process. So in the revision classes, okay, after the vacation classes, revision classes will be there. So in the revision classes, we will solve more questions on each chapter. Fine. So in the next session, I am going to begin with physics chapter. Okay. Okay then. So do attend the sessions regularly. Don't forget to comment how was the class. Okay. Let me end up the session here. Have a nice day. Take care. Bye-bye.